Hey guys, it's TBGP, and today I want to talk for a minute. So by the time this video comes out, the EA buyout has been completed. They are done. It was completed on August 4th, and yeah, so EA is completely bought out and now owned by Silver Lake Infinity Partners and the Saudi Arabia Public Fund, I think it's called. This is quite tragic. I already knew all the stuff was going down, and if you want like a more detailed look into it, I did talk about it in this video here. So with that, I'm not really surprised this happened. I have been seeing multiple different kinds of reactions to this. A lot of people are genuinely shocked this actually happened, and some people are just mad that it actually went through. And what I'm gonna say is that I'm not surprised this happened. And this is not me being like, haha, told you so, or being like, you shouldn't be upset. No, it's just like, I'm not surprised this happened. Some people are genuinely shocked this went down, and I'm like, I don't know why you're surprised. Because after what happened with Xbox, and if you don't know what happened with Xbox, I'm gonna explain to you. Xbox bought out Activision like a couple years back, and it was like one of the biggest acquisitions for gaming related stuff, and it basically signaled that it's a monopoly. Xbox is a monopoly. They have like Bethesda, Activision, and many other major gaming studios like Rare and all of these, and it's really tragic that they let them buy it. I literally lost hope in the gaming industry after that point. I'll be honest, like when you hear about it and hear everyone being like, oh, it's not gonna happen, people aren't gonna let it go through, and they absolutely let it go through. So after what happened with Xbox and Activision, I knew this junk was gonna go through. I knew no matter how much protesting or trying anyone would do, they're gonna let it go through, especially since one of the companies has something to do with the president of the United States son-in-law. So that's not fun, that's not grand, that's not dandy at all. But because of that, they were absolutely gonna let it go through, and it did. Now EA is a private company owned by people who are not so great. Besides the fact that private equity is the demon seed of Davy Jones and is literally ruining everything, you also have the fact that you have the Saudi Arabian government / royalty that are now in charge of EA, which, look, I'm not trying to be like they're gonna change anything or gonna do anything drastic, because they do own other gaming related stuff, but it's not. But to be owned by these people, it is very questionable. I have nothing against nobody at all. None of the actual people who live and the Arab people, I have nothing against them. I do have something against their government and their royalty though, because the way they be treating their own people is crazy freaking work. It's actually worse than crazy work. Like I said, I went more in depth in my video about the actual buyout, but no, I just think it's crazy, and I will now, from now on, side eye anyone who buys anything from EA. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're just like, I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. Dad, no, we vote with our dollars over here. You cannot give money to people and then expect them to not do terrible things. I'm gonna be honest. You cannot give a major company, especially company owned by people like this, money and then expect people to be okay with it, because they're not. There's a difference of actual essential items that you need and then The Sims. Essential items are sadly things like phones, food, all of that kind of stuff, clothing. These are essential items, while not all clothes is essential, but that's a topic for a different time. And then we get the video games, or in this case, the Sims, more Sims expansion packs, to feed your filthy addiction. There's a difference. And I see a lot of people trying to argue that, and I'm like, y'all literally ruin your reputation for what? You got people to not like you for what? Okay, for what? Anyway, my point is that the entire buyout thing is like, just don't buy anything else from EA. I haven't bought anything from EA in years, and I refuse to continue to do so. All the things I usually get from EA are usually gifts from people, because people know I like some EA games, so people have given it to me for gifts, which I'm always thankful for that, but I will just tell people, no, I'm not interested in anything from EA ever again. Do not get me anything unless it is pre-owned. If it is a physical game, which is a dying breed, get it pre-owned. If it's something else, you can get it from a code website, or there's another way of getting it that I'm just not gonna say out loud. But the ones who know, they do know. Those are gonna be the only, I say, ethical ways of getting things from EA. And sadly, Sims expansion packs and stuff aren't physical anymore, so rippity rip off the New Vegas Strip, as they say. You shall not be getting any more ones. Obviously, I can't control people do with their money, but if you keep buying it, you're gonna be basically like, I'm supporting them, and it's just, no, don't do that. And that's gonna get me into The Sims in a second. Let me talk about The Sims here. So when it comes down to The Sims and all the stuff, I know there's a lot of people worried that they're gonna actually change the entire game. They will not. I don't think they will change anything about the games, especially because the entire point of The Sims is to make money. They're not going to like change anything drastic in the game, but they are going to add even more microtransactions. And guess what they've already done? Added more microtransactions. They added the stupid marketplace to the game, which is like That's something which has more microtransactions. I told y'all so long ago. I feel like I bring this up every time I say it. I kept telling people that if you buy kits, you're supporting microtransactions. And then people would be yelling and screaming about it, like, oh, it's just a cup of coffee price. First of all, no, it's not. Not in every country it isn't, because they have, like, I believe, like, some variation of dynamic pricing. But I'm gonna tell you this, it's not the same as a cup of coffee, because I don't drink coffee often, but when I do, I buy a bag for like $7 to $10 and just make my coffee at home, and it's much cheaper than going out to Starbucks, which is not a great corporation either. So, you know, that's grand. So no, I hate that so much. I hate when people use that. And in my case, no, just stop buying stuff. You guys bought kits, and then now we have actual factual microtransactions. And imagine what the next Sims game is going to be. Obviously, Project Renee is going to be a freaking mobile game. At least that's what it freaking looks like so far. And that's already going to have microtransactions. And then, oh my gosh, and then guess what else? They're going to add actual factual microtransactions. I think I mentioned it in the last video. I was talking about Sims related stuff. I'll put it up on the screen when I find out what video it is, about how they were talking about the next Sims game having expansion packs, but then also having mini expansion packs that give you certain activities. Those are just microtransactions. They are 100% going to add microtransactions to The Sims 5 if that's going to happen. I know they said there's not going to be a Sims 5, but there's going to probably be a Sims 5 because they want to make money. So just look out for that, and please don't buy it. Basically, stop buying everything related to The Sims. Do not buy the next DLC. Do not buy anything, because the more you give them money, the more they're going to think this is okay. I've been preaching this for years, but for some reason, Sims people don't like to listen, and then they just buy expansion packs, and they're still stupid, but whatever. It's fine. I don't recommend buying any of the new packs, making videos on the new pack, or being part of the creative network. If I find out you're part of the creator network, yes, I'm going to look at you sideways, because there's absolutely no reason for you to still be part of the EA creator network after they got bought out. Losers, lamos, that's just annoying, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. But the last thing I do want to say is there's no problem with you playing any of the games that you already own from EA. There's no problem with that. They're not making money off of you from you already have bought the game. Yes, you will inflate their player count, but you're not making money off of them. Play the games offline, play what you already own, don't buy anything new. It's that simple. I will continue to play Sims 3, 2, and whatever. But nowadays, we do have more life simulators for everybody to play. So please, go ahead and maybe check out some of those. We got Paralyzed, we got Inzoy. Regardless of your disagreements with either game, at least go ahead and give them a look. Give them a try if you have the money to do so. Because I will say, these games are leaps and bounds better than whatever EA is going to probably release next for The Sims. So yeah, with that much said, give me your thoughts and opinions in the comments. I will probably not talk about the buyout probably ever again unless I'm talking about The Sims. And yeah, so with that much said, thank you guys so much for watching. This is TBGP. I hope to see you a lot next time, and bye.